a Vermont cryptid.
You've almost been touched by it.
Yeah, almost eaten alive.
You survived.
This is my I Survived Champ, the lake monster episode.
Woo! Happy birthday to you. Ooh, ooh, happy birthday.
Yeah.
To yeah, God, I'm so sorry. But to Corinne, happy birthday.
Thanks.
Doesn't
it feel so inauthentic?
It feels so inauthentic, which
it's
is
June
why
1st.
I'm also giving you.
But my birthday's August 3rd.
Remember I told you I have your card?
Yeah.
But I didn't write it yet because I want to write it and seal it, and you can open it on your actual birthday.
We recorded your birthday episode before this one.
Yeah.
So when you say, remember I said I had your card, you'll hear that conversation in like 3 weeks.
Corinne's having a baby.
Yeah, so things are all out of order.
We're recording so many episodes that you don't feel like we're like Corinne's on maternity leave.
No, just do things. Oh, do you have it right now?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I want to show you the card, but I'm going to write it.
This is the most you ever, because you can't keep a secret. You can't like hold a gift. So even though you're not ready to give it, you still want me to see it.
Well, and I bought it 6 months ago.
This is so funny.
There's so many cards that
This is like the perfect like
representation of who I am.
Yeah.
I've also bought you so many cards over the years because when I see a card, like
I need a card box. Just
I'll be at a store
blank cards.
And I'll see a card and be like, oh, I want to get that for so-and-so for this event.
Yeah.
And then the event comes up and then I never give them the card. So I literally have like just a stockpile of cards. But I was so proud of myself for this one because I actually remembered it and I actually have it.
Great.
It has nothing written inside of it right now.
It's perfect. This is so perfect because literally 5 seconds ago when we took a bathroom break, I was watching a clip of Heated Rivalry.
Amazing. Show the people.
Turn up the heat. It's your birthday. Time to celebrate. Oh my God, that's so good. I love it.
Heated Rivalry birthday card.
Do you have to order this online or did you
No,
just
I
find
found it. That's why I was like, I have to get it for you.
On the back, it says, I'm coming to the cottage. Who made this? Wow,
Does
genius.
it say? I got
Artwork
it at
by Laura Shimensky.
Shimensky.
Oh.
Is it? I don't know. I just made that up.
In collaboration with The Found.
From Trident Bookstores.
Trident has the best.
Exactly. The card collection.
Trident has the best card collection.
Okay, now I need it back.
Okay.
Because I will write a message for you that you can read on August 3rd.
Okay. Trident, if you're in the Boston area, it's on Newberry Street at the very end. They have a cafe, so you can go there for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing cards.
You actually can go there all day. Their food is amazing.
Yeah. Good selection of books. And there's kind of like a hidden door speakeasy area that like once a month they have like guest lectures, like professors from.
They have a bunch of different stuff there.
Yeah. And you can go. Yeah. It's a cool place.
It's a cool place.
It's a really cool place.
What's her name? Zendaya. When they were filming the drama in Boston, would go there a lot.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah.
Shucks. When I used to work on Newberry Street, that's where I'd go for like half my meetings.
It's a great one.
I was like, do you want to go get breakfast?
Yes. It's great. Love it.
Okay.
But yeah, happy birthday, Corinne.
Did we say it's 2 Girls, 1 Ghost?
No.
This is 2 Girls, 1 Ghost.
2 Girls, 1 Ghost. We hope you clicked on the right podcast. We're your ghostesses. That's Corinne, the birthday girl. Well, I was gonna anyway. That's the birthday girl.
Hi.
Corinne. I'm Sabrina. This is Sven.
And we're turning 33. Yeah.
I feel nothing about it actually. Because everyone
Me neither.
Because everyone I'm hanging out with is 27. So
I feel like it doesn't like you hit 30 and then the next one's 40.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
I feel like 35 maybe.
A wash in between.
And I'm sure if I'm still single at 35, I'm going to be very concerned about my life. But, because I want to have kids. But I don't need a man to have kids. Anyway, this is your birthday. Let's not talk about me and depressing things.
Okay, well, I chose a topic that relates to me in every way to make this even more about myself.
It's your birthday. You should do whatever you want.
A story about a Vermont cryptid who's the mascot to our local baseball team, who I have physically seen with my own eyes.
You've almost been touched by it.
Yeah, almost eaten alive by this
Which
monster.
one's worse? Being touched by or eaten alive by it?
I don't know.
You survived.
I survived. This is my I survived Champ, the lake monster episode.
Woo! Are you going to start off by telling that story again?
I was going to tell it later.
Okay, then tell it whenever you want.
Okay, I'll tell it later because I have a different little narrative to begin with.
Ooh, okay, great.
July 5th, 1977. It's a Tuesday afternoon and Sandra Mancy is on vacation. She'd taken a road trip with her then fiance and her 2 kids, and they're just driving around the gorgeous Vermont, New York area, and they're on the border, right on the lake, Lake Champlain. The sun is out, the water's calm, the bees are buzzing, the crickets are humming. Enter the first 15 seconds of Noah Kahan's song, August. That is the vibe. Perfect summer day, and Sandra's kids are playing at the water's edge. Sandra's watching them. She's relaxing. She's letting her mind wander when all of a sudden, something catches her eye. It is something about 150 feet out from where she's sitting on the beach, and it breaks the water and it emerges out of the water. It's long, it's dark, it's got this grayish neck, and it looks like it has this rounded back, and it's rising slowly. And it like kind of looks around a bit, and it's just—
she sees the head.
Yeah, she's literally seeing like the body and this like serpent-like head. And it's 150 feet out in the water, and it's looking around, and it's just chilling there. And it's giving her enough time that she actually like gets off of her chair, like whatever she's sitting on. She walks back to her car, grabs her camera, the Kodak Instamatic, goes back to the water. It's still there. And she snaps a single photograph of the creature just in time before it starts to sink back down into the water. So it was there for several minutes.
It was waiting for its close-up.
It was. Sandra got the photo developed, and for 3 years, she kept the developed photo in her drawer and never brought it up, never showed anyone. But then eventually the photo was finally published. Scientists at the University of Arizona ran it through every digital enhancement tool they had, and there was no evidence of tampering.
Well, it's also 1980. Like,
yeah.
It's not like you have Photoshop and computers to manipulate things like that. Yeah.
Totally. I might be making this up, but isn't the Kodak Instamatic? I feel like that was one of the cameras that came up in like—
The Polaroid Ghost?
The Polaroid Ghost?
I don't remember the specific camera. Okay. I do think it was like a Kodak something.
Yeah, because I'm like, wasn't there one that like people were trying to get like it was discontinued, but like it was like how
Kodak
spirits could like easily manipulate
catch ghosts on camera. That should be their new slogan.
Ghost hunter's dream. Okay, so basically like there was no evidence of tampering. It was very clear that like whatever was in that photo was actually there and it wasn't staged. And so the object appeared to be real, whatever it was. And it was in that lake. And that is what people could conclude and deduce from this photo. But what it was, no one knew. But this would become Champ, the beloved lake monster of Lake Champlain.
I do love how beloved Champ is.
Champ.
Because it's terrifying.
Well, because I feel like when people talk about Nessie from Loch Ness, it's like it comes with some fear.
And love.
Love too, but like.
But it's like a massive creature in any way, even if there is like a love and appreciation for it, like the same way you feel about Bigfoot.
Yeah.
There's also, it comes with fear because it's the unknown. It's massive. We haven't fully understood it.
No.
Scary.
But Champ, for some reason, in our own little delusions over in the Lake Champlain area, it's just like the most beloved pet. It's like having a guinea pig in your first grade classroom.
Same.
We love Champ. Oh, I wrote Champ, hot take. I find more fascinating than Nessie.
Corinne starting fights.
They're possibly cousins, so whatever.
I do feel like they're very related.
Totally. Well, actually, I looked up, and I might have written this down, but I looked up at one point. I was like, did Lake Champlain and Loch Ness ever share their boundaries? Because like the Scottish Highlands and the Adirondacks did. Or sorry, not the Adirondacks, the Appalachian Mountains.
Well, that would make sense then.
So then I was like, well, the Adirondacks are right there.
Yeah.
In this lake. And it basically was like, yeah, like geographically at one point when
back in Pangea days.
But like that's so
back
much
in the good
earlier
days
for like these two creatures to have been related and separated.
But prehistoric.
Okay.
Certainly not us.
But today I'm going to talk about the one and only most beloved lake monster, Champ. We're going to talk about the ancient geology of the area, the Native American legends, the P.T. Barnum bounty, and some mysterious underwater sounds that scientists cannot explain coming from Lake Champlain. I wrote, let's fucking go.
You know, Corinne was stoked writing this episode.
I was texting my family the whole time, all of these
fun facts.
And we were all flabbergasted that we didn't even know some of this stuff. Also, Elena did cover Champ when we did our crossover with Morbid.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. I have no memory. That was so long ago.
I feel like she probably included way more facts than I did because I found myself kind of rushing towards the end because I was like, God, I could keep going on and on and on and on. But I was like, I gotta wrap this.
Well, to be fair, we had a truncated amount of time when we did our collab with Morbid.
Mm-hmm.
So
true. I don't even remember what I covered. All right. Champ, named after the lake that it lives in, Lake Champlain.
I think you said named after, and I kind of like it.
We're going to keep it.
Yeah.
This is not just any old lake. Geographically speaking, Lake Champlain is one of the most ancient and unusual lakes in North America. Lake Champlain sits in the Champlain Valley, tucked between the Green Mountains of Vermont to the east and then the Adirondack Mountains of New York to the west.
Mm-hmm.
It stretches 107 miles long. Some sources say 125 because it does technically go up into Canada and into Quebec. So if you count that portion, yes, it's larger. And on average,
massive.
It's like massive, but it's small at the same time because it's like the average is 14 miles wide.
Okay.
But they're like, if you think about where I got married, like you could just canoe, like 2 minutes to boat over to New York side from the Vermont side.
Yeah.
You can canoe over.
But the average is 14 miles. That means you can't even see the other side from one side.
But you can.
You'd see 14 miles across?
Well, yeah, because I guess it's not like an open ocean where the horizon line is 7 miles out. Like you see the mountains.
Sure.
So like you can see the other side.
But it's so far.
And like it from where my family kept our boat in Mallett's Bay, it would take an hour to get to the Canadian border.
Okay.
Or like an hour and a half.
Okay.
And then an hour to get to the Naked Turtle.
Yeah, but what if you get dropped off in the middle and you have to get back safely without a boat?
There are little tiny islands, so you better hope that you're close to that.
And then what is the Naked Turtle?
Okay, but actually, this is funny because I like very rarely check my Instagram DMs, but the other day I clicked on one and someone was like, oh, like listener, big fan, like from Plattsburgh. And I said, I frequented your Naked Turtle. And she's like, oh shit, I've gotten fucked up at that Naked Turtle so many times.
But what is the Naked Turtle?
It's a like burger American restaurant that's in Plattsburgh, New York that you can boat up to.
Well, how fun.
Yeah. So they
like
have
a swim up bar,
they have like
for the
parking
lake.
spots for your boat. And they have
wait, I love that.
Yeah, I don't know if they still have the competition, but like there's a massive burger. If you can eat it in like under an hour or something, you get your photo on the wall.
How big is this burger? Can I look this up?
Something that I thought when I was a teenager I could never do. And now I look at it and I'm like,
Naked Turtle.
You're giving me an hour. I could do it in 10
an hour feels like a long time.
Minutes or something like that. I can't really remember. But
32-ounce burger. Okay, it's big. It's 8 big. Patties.
Yeah. But you could get your photo on the wall. Naked Turtle is also great because Lake Champlain is, I mean, I guess in perspective, like people aren't going to really know what I'm talking about. But like Lake Winnipesaukee in New York or in New Hampshire is massive. And there are so many businesses that you can boat up to. It's kind of like built like a boating community. Lake Champlain's not built like a boating community. Like there are very few restaurants you can actually boat up to.
Right.
And dock up to. So Naked Turtle was a treat. But all to say, better for Champ.
It honestly looks amazing.
It does look
like
really
if those were veggie patties.
Oh, man.
I'm so hungry right now. We have 5 minutes until we can order food. 5 minutes until Jersey Mike's is open.
But yeah, so like Lake Champlain definitely is more of a quiet lake. And there's not much, like there's a huge amount of coastline that just like doesn't have anything. Like there's no businesses, there's no homes. Like it is.
There's something.
Ripe for a cryptid or just ancient unidentified creature to live in. At the very bottom tip of Lake Champlain is Whitehall, New York, where they do the annual Bigfoot calling competition.
Oh. I kind of feel like I went whale, but you know.
Well.
Could be.
Who's to say? Yeah. I mean, whales are deer from the past.
What?
That's a fact. I think that actually is a fact.
Whales are deer from the past?
Yeah, I think deer evolved, like, at some point.
No.
Yes.
How?
Are whales deer? AI says no. Guys, what are they? What am I thinking
I'm
of?
like, where did you hear this? You said it with such confidence that I was going to say, yeah, okay. I'm here for it.
Okay. I was close. This is like something you learned so long ago and you try to like repeat it in your mind, but like your mind has changed it over time. It says the whale's closest living relative is a hippo, which shares the same distant deer-like ancestor. So somewhere along the way.
Okay. They have they're distant cousins.
Ancient deer-like creatures.
Okay.
Became whales. Okay. Believe everything else I say this episode, okay? Because I actually researched everything else and I'm not just trying to regurgitate it from my mind.
And hey, you fact-checked yourself.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, you made me. I wasn't going to. You told me no. I said yes.
Sometimes sometimes it's good to challenge each other.
Okay, so back to the lake. Wow, it's like I knew we were going to tangent right there. I wrote back to the lake.
Wow.
Spooky. By surface area, Lake Champlain is the 13th largest lake in the U.S. Its shoreline measures nearly 600 miles. And let me remind you again that 600 miles is like pretty relatively untouched. It's not super busy. There's a few lake houses, a few restaurants by the water, but mostly like a lot of cliffs and just like open shoreline. Mm-hmm. The maximum depth of the lake is 400 feet, but some surveys suggest that the bedrock depth, including sediment, can push closer to 700 feet deep in certain spots. Okay. So that's pretty damn deep. Like, you're not going to see something that's living at the bottom. Mm-hmm. It's also cavernous. It's murky. It's very hard to explore. And there are a shit ton of hiding spots.
Well, even what's like the depth that's like for just like normal scuba diving equipment? Like, isn't it only like 30 to 60 feet or something like that?
Oh.
Because wasn't it with the cave divers who
Yeah, they were cleared to go 130 feet and then they went 180 or 190. Oh. But I don't know what like the basic certification but even versus still, professional.
That's a fraction of 400, meaning that, like, in order to go 400 feet to go to the bottom of Lake Champlain.
Well, you can't see anything anyway. Like, right. Even like people do scuba diving certification and stuff in Lake Champlain. It's like, what are you seeing?
Murky mud.
Murky, yeah, like literally nothing. Okay, and we're going to go more into like some geographical history. Mm-hmm. And if you're like, why do I need to know the history of the lake, Corinne? We're going to set it up for some dinosaur arguments.
We also love history. It's important context.
Yes, yeah. Well, yeah, we need the context to understand kind of like if this is not a cryptid and this is an actual animal that has evolved over time, how could it be here? Okay. So the oldest rocks visible on Lake
It's also related to deer.
So the deer went into the water one day and decided, I want to be a mermaid. They played mermaids.
And they stayed there forever. They made a deal with Triton.
They did the George Washington hair and they were like, this is way too much fun. We're never getting out.
I'm staying here.
The oldest rocks visible on Lake Champlain shores are over 1 billion years old on the New York side and then over 500 million years old on the Vermont side. It was formed when the region was actually a shallow tropical sea.
Tropical?
Yes. And today there is a fossilized coral reef. This is the fact that I texted my family and we're all like, what? There's a fossilized coral reef in Vermont that dates back to this time, which is the oldest known diverse fossil reef in the world. And it's just sitting in this lake in Vermont.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Are there photos of it?
Yeah. If you're watching on YouTube, there are. I will say don't run to YouTube if you're not to be dazzled by this because it's just basically like you can see there's like some rocks that are jutting out. And
so cool.
The, like fossil evidence of
that is a fun fact to take home to your
Let
friends.
That sink in.
Yeah.
So this is one of those episodes where I was excited to write it. So I'm like, what did I even write here? Because I'm just monologuing. I said, let that sink in. The oldest evidence of a coral reef on a planet in Vermont, in a lake where I tried my very first Mike's Hard lemonade. Of course, there's an unknown creature here.
Yeah. And it's getting drunk off the spilled Mike's Hard lemonade.
Oh, yeah. Half a Mike's Hard. Woo! The lake basin itself was formed 200 million years ago when the stretching of the continental plates caused a massive piece of bedrock to drop between the two parallel faults right there. Then came the Ice Age. And then 3 million years ago, glaciers began advancing and retreating across North America. And at their peak, Champlain Valley was actually buried under a sheet of ice more than a mile thick. So from tropical coral reef sea to just the freaking Ice Age, mile thick long ice. And then when the planet started warming up again 15,000 years ago, the ice began to melt, water pooled, created a massive lake called Lake Vermont, which was super high in elevation. If anyone is from Vermont, the super high in elevation is like Mount Philo was underwater, for reference, which is not a very tall mountain.
And also not a good reference because I don't understand.
Yeah, but if you're local to the Champlain area, if you're bopping around Charlotte.
That's an insider knowledge.
For you, Mount Philo is a mountain that's like a 10-minute drive from Cookie Love.
Okay. Cookie Love. Now I know where I am.
Yeah, which you stopped at because I told everyone to stop at Cookie Love. Okay. Then 13,000 years ago, the glacier retreated far enough north that the Earth's crust, which had been depressed by the immense weight of that like mile-long thick piece of ice, allowed marine waters from the Atlantic Ocean to flow up through the St. Lawrence Valley, and then the Champlain Valley became an inland sea, a saltwater sea called the Champlain Sea. So basically now we're getting ocean waters.
So, could have been connection to the Atlantic, to Loch Ness, to...
Totally.
Cousins.
Right. The cousins are coming. You read my mind. Next sentence. So already I'm like Nessie and Champ could have swam in the same sea.
And then they got in a massive fight.
Parted ways.
And they each picked, maybe they were married. They got divorced.
Oh my God.
And they're like, you stay over there in the Americas.
Yeah.
And I got Scotland. And I keep my kids over here. You keep yours there.
Yeah. That's what I was just thinking. I was like, man, were there like other mates just
Probably.
waiting somewhere? And like, how are they reproducing?
Or are they like,
they're vampires?
Don't worms, can't they like recreate? There's like certain animals that literally like.
Yeah, certain frogs too.
Reproduce by themselves.
I had a pet frog that reproduced another frog.
Surprise.
I used to put my my Walkman headphones and tape over the tank and like let my frogs listen to.
What do you let them listen to?
Like Cyndi Lauper, Christina Aguilera.
Very sweet of you.
Yes, things like that.
Good mixtape.
Keep them up to date with what NSYNC is doing. Okay, so yeah, basically there's ocean water, salt water here now. And if you're curious about what actual like sea animals lived in the Champlain Sea, the Vermont Sea, there were Atlantic cod, seals, blue mussels, and beluga whales. And actually in 1849, a beluga whale skeleton was found in Charlotte, which is where Mount Philo is, and another 5 minutes down the road where Cookie Love is.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's like actual sea creatures that have flooded and are making their way in here.
Yeah.
So now 10,000 years ago, the seawater drains back out via the St. Lawrence. Fresh water from the rivers and from the rain start coming in, filling the basin. And now the Champlain Sea gradually becomes Lake Champlain. So how is this relating to Champ? Well, some cryptozoologists believe that there was some sort of marine creature that got trapped here and basically evolved as the water was changing to be able to live in fresh water, which makes total sense.
Yeah.
Plus, when you think about how Lake Champlain's researchers have documented a system of underwater caves in this lake, it is totally plausible that
anytime there's caves,
10,000 plus years, there has been something relatively undetected. And I say relatively because there are plenty of reports of people seeing this thing.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but this most recent Mercury retrograde hit me hard. And I was so grateful that I had therapy because my gosh, did I need to talk through some things. And I also know there are so many people who are looking for therapy, but feel bogged down or overwhelmed by the fact that they can't find a therapist that takes their insurance, or it just feels expensive or overwhelming. But that is why we love Rula. Rula does things differently. They partner with over 100 insurance plans, making the average copay just $15 per session. That's real therapy from licensed professionals at a price that actually makes sense. And what I really love too is that it supports every aspect of your mental health journey. So from therapy to medication management, which is important for me because I am on medication. They have a diverse network of licensed experienced professionals, and Rula's therapists and psychiatrists make it easy for you to get the care you need. You can also find the right therapist for you with Rula based on your needs, your preferences, and state requirements. Thousands of people are already using Rula to get affordable, high-quality therapy that's actually covered by insurance. Visit rula.com/TGOG to get started. That's RULA.com/TGOG because you deserve mental health care that works with you and not against your budget.
Okay, so before the Europeans showed up, the Abenaki and the Mohawk Indigenous nations shared Lake Champlain. They had stories of enormous horned serpents in the water, and for hundreds of years, these stories were told. Then
horned serpents. Interesting.
Horned. Yeah, sometimes he has horns.
It's like deer.
Because they're all deer. Everyone is deer. We're all deer.
No deer.
Okay, very brief history here. So they have these oral stories that are told of a lake monster that lives here. Mm-hmm. And then Samuel de Champlain, the French cartographer and explorer, which is how Lake Champlain got the name Champlain, he entered Lake Champlain in 1609. And the popular legend says that Champlain was the very first European to see Champ the lake monster. And for a long time, he was credited with writing about this 20-foot-long serpent, thick as a barrel with the head of a horse. But historians believe that he actually didn't see it. He was just reporting what the local indigenous nations had told him. Okay. Yes. The first fully modern-style sighting that was documented came on July 22nd, 1819, near Port Henry, New York, at a bay called Bulwaga Bay. A man named Captain Crumb reported seeing a creature that he described as a black serpent. He said it was 187 feet long with the head of a seahorse, 3 teeth.
3 Oh.
Just 3. And
why does that make him so cute?
I know. And it described his eyes as like the color of a peeled onion, which is so weird. He said he had a white star on his forehead and a belt of red around his neck.
Oh, a little collar.
A little collar. I'm going to say I don't really believe Crumb. I'm not sure a lake that is 400 feet deep / 700 feet deep is going to support a 200-foot-long creature.
Why not?
It just doesn't move? It's like a little betta fish that you just keep in a tiny tank?
Well, 200 feet long. But it's not going up and down in the river or in the lake. It's floating along. Like, this thing is like 100 miles.
Yeah, the lake is like, yeah, I don't know. It feels like you would see it more.
Maybe it's a bottom dweller.
It's just like a little worm.
Yeah.
Going by.
Yeah. Not a little worm, but a big worm.
A big worm.
And also maybe he wasn't, Crumb is not great at
bit of
measurements. Maybe math wasn't his expertise.
Yeah. Or evolution, like deer and whales relating to each other. You know, I can't judge Crumb.
But I love the 3 teeth.
Other people did. So
of course.
People weren't really sure if this was an exaggeration or not. But
Crumb had scurvy.
Crumb really needed an orange so bad. Regardless of whether Crumb's description was accurate or not, he was a very respected figure, and this account gave more credence to the existence of there being some sort of unidentified creature existing in the lake.
Okay.
Then some 50 years later, in 1873, there was some more Champ action, and kind of a lot. There was a lot going on in this July.
Okay.
First, a crew laying railroad tracks. I literally said that later. I was like, July and August, like most of the sightings are July and August. But also,
maybe he hibernates. He likes the summer as well.
True.
Or she.
But like, that's also when we're on the lake in Vermont.
Maybe he likes
it's cold.
The people.
Otherwise. Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because otherwise there's like not as many people.
Yeah.
Nearly as many people on the coastline. So I don't know why. But July and August,
more snacks at the surface for Champ.
More toes to taste. So there's a crew laying railroad tracks for the New York and Canada Railroad near Dresden, New York. And they look out at the lake and they see this enormous serpent with a massive head approaching from across the water. The head was described as having sort of like a bright, silvery, glistening scale situation happening.
Okay. Rainbow fish. Go off.
Right. Share your scales, rainbow fish. Multiple witnesses corroborated the account, and some local farmers even reported missing livestock at the same time. Though the reports of the missing livestock were not connected with Champ or blamed on Champ at the time. But now historians are looking back being like, could it have been some sort of, but there's no other reports of like today. There's no like, oh, Champ feeds on the cows at the water's edge. So
are there a lot of cows at the water's edge of Lake Champlain?
Not really.
Okay. Because the farmers know.
They moved them inland. So I don't know, maybe not. Also in July of 1873, Clinton County Sheriff Nathan H. Mooney reported seeing a water serpent from the shoreline that he estimated to be 25 to 30 feet in length. So again, with Captain Crumb's account of saying it's like 180-some feet long.
Maybe he added an extra 0 or something.
Maybe he saw a whole family and they were like next to each other, like following.
Like dolphins, and it looked like it was all one.
Like all the babies were behind.
Yeah.
And he thought it was one massive one, but it was just Mama and her like
a bunch of them.
10 kids. He said he was close enough to see the round white spots that were inside of its mouth. Its 3 teeth. And then in August of that same year, the steamship W.B. Eddy actually made contact with something in the water. According to the passengers aboard the ship struck something, nearly capsized, and they were like, holy crap, what did we hit? Like something super sizable. Mm-hmm. And people looking overboard reported that a creature surfaced alongside the vessel and then went back down and disappeared. So it's like they
Which I imagine if you're like on a boat, that's like terrifying and ominous and
totally.
It's like Jaws. Is it going to try to like knock over?
Yeah, is it going to get you?
Yeah.
And so all of this is in the same summer, so July and August. And word of these 3 sightings spread really fast, and that is when P.T. Barnum, founder of the Barnum and
Brothers
Bailey
or whatever,
circus, or whatever that one circus is, he offered
very problematic.
Yeah, there's a lot of issues.
A lot of circuses have problematic histories.
We're not huge circus history lovers. But he offered a bounty of $50,000 for the hide of what he called the Great Champlain Serpent to add his World's Fair show.
Problematic.
So, yeah. And in today's money, that would be like over $1 million.
Damn.
For someone to kill this thing and bring it
Why
to him.
not keep him alive?
So nobody caught Champ and brought him to Barnum. And he was like pissed. He was like, guys,
okay, Barnum, you go do it yourself.
Find me this monster. He suggested that people just go out in their boats with guns and just start shooting blindly in the water. He's like, something will surface. It'll come up then. I don't know if anyone did that, but still, there was no Champ to present. So fast forward to 1945, when passengers aboard the steamship SS Ticonderoga reported a group
Love
sighting.
Those pencils.
They have the best number toes. But they all reported seeing a giant creature traveling alongside this vessel.
Everyone. So it's like multiple people are seeing it.
Yeah. It's not just like a small amount of crew that's aboard like a small ship or whatever. Like these are like passenger ships where
Interesting.
a large group of people are seeing things.
Witnesses.
And sightings continued to roll up all the way to today, where Champ has over 300 documented sightings. That's documented. And by 1992, documented sightings had reached 180, which means that in the past like 30 years, there have been a shit ton more documented sightings.
So does that mean there's like video evidence or like visual evidence of some kind, or someone has gone to a newspaper and that's been put into
Mostly
press?
Newspaper. There's very little like actual.
So your account counts as like documented.
Well, no, I did, but I didn't officially document it.
But anywhere. It's in our podcast.
I think in relation to these documented sightings, it's like an official documented record, like at
our podcast is pretty official.
well, so really it should be over 300 because if you take into consideration all the people who just talk about it in their own lives in public forums, but it's not officially documented somewhere.
Fair.
I guess I'll tell my experience. It's so quick.
No, it's the best.
I was in high school, so I can't really remember what year it was, but sometime in high school, my family had a boat. We kept it in Mallett's Bay. And we would often go to Thayer Beach, if anyone knows. So it's like the main Lake Champlain. We weren't in the deep part. There's like a little bay you like cross through. There's like a big bike path that you can bike across or whatever. And it's
so
just
you
like
would
a big
think
rock
safer.
wall that we're in the shallows basically. Yeah. So Thayer Beach was like great. We would go tubing over there. We'd just like float. It was an awesome spot. This one particular summer, we're tubing. My brother is the spotter on the boat. My mom is driving. My mom almost never, ever, ever drives the boat. She's driving and my dad and I are on the tube. And it's one of those boomerang style tubes. So it's like we're both kind of facing forward, but like facing away. And then there's one extra spot in the middle for someone, a third person that wasn't with us.
For Champ.
For Champ. And we're going and my mom is like driving us along parallel to there. And next to us, so we were maybe in like 30 or 40 foot of depth.
Yeah.
Next to us, maybe the size of like a dinner plate or like a salad plate. Like I'd say like 8 to 10 inches. There's like a blackish colored body that comes up and we don't see the front of it and we don't see the back of it, but we can see like 2 or 3 of its humps. And it's riding the wake on my side of the tube. So it's riding along with us. And my dad is it takes a lot to scare him. He kind of like laughs off everything.
He's very laissez-faire.
Yeah. Things can be very dangerous and him not consider it to be a dangerous situation. And he looked at me with total fear in his eyes and said, do not let go. And this thing is riding alongside of us for like probably a good 30 to 60 seconds.
Scary.
It's hard to know how long because we were terrified.
Yeah.
And at first we were screaming bloody murder for my mom to stop the boat and reel us in. But she can't hear us or she like keeps looking back and thinks that we're having fun. Christian's being the world's worst spotter. Not listening to any hand signals that we're throwing up. Just
Christian's working with Champ.
Christian is sabotaging us. He hired Champ to eat his family that day. Anyway, but like they're not listening. And that was when my dad was like, whatever you do, don't let go. And we just rode in like sheer silence and terror, basically until they reeled us back in because it disappeared. But like my mom didn't stop the boat and Christian
and
didn't
you're
reel us in
aware
for a
that
bit.
that's still there somewhere.
Yeah, we can't just like be like, oh my God, and then drop off so that they stop and get us. Like we're trying to keep our legs out of the water. We're trying to like hover and like crouch ourselves up on this tube. So that's my champ sighting because I don't know.
Do you think
what
it was
else
like a baby
been.
champ? Because I feel like that's pretty skinny.
It is pretty skinny. And also it was like in massive, the bay, like, which is a lot calmer. So maybe that's where they
reproduce.
Maybe, yeah, because it's like more gentle and delicate.
Maybe
it's
that's
kind of
why
like
it's
on
more...
the Esplanade in Boston when the baby swans hatch each spring.
They're all on the edge.
They go on the edge, like in the kayaking path, and then they practice going on like their mom or dad's back in the like water. Big Charles River.
Curious. Like, you know how turtles, like they go and lay their eggs and then like at a certain point of the year, they all hatch and they go back towards the water. Is baby season for champ in the summer, and that's why they're more prevalent.
Oh, that is interesting. And so when people are seeing the 20 or 30 foot ones, they're actually juvenile champs.
Baby ones.
We don't even know. And I feel like the Mallets Bay would be a great breeding ground too because it's like calmer. There's a bunch of little spots for like caves and like cliff jumping and stuff. So it's like there's a lot of little protected areas.
Wow.
And there's a couple entrances back to the main lake. Like there's the one part where like we would go out to the main lake. But then there's another on the other side. You can go through another like bridge in shallow water and you're in a more protected space again, but still connected to the big. You know what? We might be onto something.
We've hacked the code.
We need to do more investigations on Mallets Bay.
Let's do it.
So that's my sighting. I don't know what it was,
but it's terrifying. Even though you love Champ, it was scary in the moment.
It's one thing to see Champ from like the safety of a boat. It's another thing to have 1.5 feet away from you, some serpent-like creature where you're seeing 2 or 3 humps riding the wake next to you, and you have no clue what it is. Like, is it Champ? Is it a giant anaconda that someone just like let their pet loose? Like
released?
I don't know. And also we're tubing, so we're going like 15.
So it's going fast.
20 miles per hour.
You survived.
It's going fast. I survived Champ. Okay. So now we've established that some people have seen Champ. There's quite a few people. So while the accounts were like, there's 300 documented accounts, there's individually over 600 witnesses documented. So probably way more than that. Because I also know of more stories that aren't documented just from like people living in the area. Okay. So we've established a lot of people have seen something on Lake Champlain for a very long time. But the most compelling evidence comes from modern day. So I'm going to walk through 3 pieces of evidence that people are using now today to advocate.
To back up the claims.
Yes.
To be like, Champ is real.
Okay, so there's the Mancy photography that we talked about from 1977 where on July 5th, Sandra Mancy, she sees something emerge from the water when she's there with her boyfriend and her 2 kids, takes a photograph on her Kodak Instamatic, gets the photo developed, doesn't talk about it for 3 years until she finally mentions it to friends. And word then reaches Lake Champlain researcher Joseph Korzynski, who wrote a book on Champ.
Okay,
he sent that photo to University of Arizona. That's how it went from her drawer to being analyzed at the University of Arizona.
A photo of it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's like the famous one.
Yes.
For some reason, I've always thought that was a fake photo, but like to know that this is a real photo is wild.
Yeah, this is like the real photo. There's a lot of others that are fake, or like I feel like sometimes when you look up Champ, you get a lot of the Nessie photos too.
Or like a recreation or like a cartoony version of this.
Totally. Yeah. So it gets sent over to University of Arizona for analysis. They digitize it. They run computer enhancement techniques on it. Look for any evidence of like ropes or pulleys or some sort of trickery because they know the photo itself hasn't been doctored. So now they're trying to look at like how was the
being
image
manipulated
of it being created. But there was nothing to indicate that this was a hoax. So a legitimate photo, a legitimate object, whatever it was there at that distance away, captured on photograph that day. The photo was published and it caused a media sensation. It was printed in publications like the New York Times and Life magazine. Sandra actually passed away in 2018, but before she passed, she and her family gifted the original developed photograph to the Echo Leahy Center for Lake Champlain in Burlington.
So it's on display?
I think so. I mean, last time I was in... A few times ago, I was in Echo. There was, I don't know if it's like a exhibit that they always have or if it's just sometimes, but they have an exhibit on Champ.
As they should.
Yeah. And
That's
Echo is
amazing.
also, it's like an aquarium / science center that's right on the water in downtown Burlington.
Love it.
Can't recommend it for the aquarium piece if you're looking for pretty fish because it's like local Lake Champlain stuff. Everything is brown.
The one aquarium that truly blew my socks off was in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Meredith and I went and we left being like, why was that the best aquarium we've ever been to?
I really want to go to the Atlanta one. Because
I haven't been to that one either.
Like unreal.
I've heard good things.
Yeah, heard good things. Well, I had prom at Echo, so
fun.
Again, close to Champ.
Fancy.
And they have a little statue of Champ, that like a sculpture of Champ outside that you can grab your little maple black raspberry twist creamy.
And have ice cream next to Champ.
Okay, so the original photograph is in possession, or like is possessed by Echo.
It's possessed.
But the problem is that the original developed photograph was given, but they had lost, or she had lost, the negative. So there's only so much manipulation that they can do to try to study the photograph.
Now they have to like preserve
the
it.
Original negative from the film. Evidence number 2, the Alfreder and Bodette video. Is a summer of 2005. Pon de replay by Rihanna is all over the airwaves.
Of course.
The air's thick with humidity. The creamy stands are selling and slinging their thickest cones. And this is when 2 fishermen, Dick Alfreder, I'm butchering pronunciations, I'm sorry, and his stepson, Pete Bodette, they're out on Lake Champlain when they see something appear near their boat and by the surface. So they grab their digital camera and they're filming it. But remember, this is 2005, so cameras are not great. It's grainy.
Sure.
But they submit the footage, and now, like, if you go on YouTube or something, like, you can watch the news reports, like local news reports on this, and you can literally hear Dick saying in the background, boy, that looks like a serpent. So I have a clip of it, or like it's like I have like the 3 moments from that video where you can see something that like looks to be further out in the distance that's kind of like making the water do some weird wavy things. And then you see very quickly some sort of thing like underneath their boat like come out. It's almost like its head.
Oh.
Okay, ready? So you can see.
Oh.
It's almost like humps coming out.
And it does look really long.
Mm-hmm.
What?
And then this one's hard to see, but you see that?
It looks like a massive snake, which honestly kind of makes me hate Champ. I hate like snakes are scary, and a massive sea snake.
That's what's free. Yeah, look at that. If it is a snake, it's absolutely terrifying. I would rather it be
a cryptid.
I would rather it be a 200-foot long dinosaur than a snake in the water.
Yeah.
Because it is very creepy. But I also kind of don't think it's a snake because the way that it holds its head up out of the water.
I don't know much about snakes, and I don't plan to.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's another piece of video evidence, and Dick literally says that looks like a serpent. And now, 2 retired FBI forensic image analysts independently reviewed that tape, that footage.
I love that that's like their hobby.
Yeah.
They're like, let's figure out Champ.
Like, catch the bad guys, identify the cryptids.
Find cryptids.
They both separately said that what appeared to be captured by these 2 men on that day appeared to be authentic and unmanipulated. So some people are like, is it an eel? Is it a fish? Is it a log? It's not a log. Definitely doesn't look like a log.
I know. I feel like that's like the biggest skeptic. It's just a log.
It's a log.
I'm like, okay.
It's a tree.
Log this.
Well, and also, like, if it's a log, then you can just boat. Like, it doesn't disappear underwater for a long time. Like, you just go back up to it.
Yeah.
The last piece of modern evidence is very weird. It reminds me of the blip from the deep sea that people reference, that, like, people don't know what it is. This is echolocation recordings from Lake Champlain. Most of them are from 2003, but there are some modern day recordings as well. I'm not going to play the audio because it is a nightmare to your ears. If you are listening with headphones on or in the car, like, it's just going to be super annoying.
Is it like in Harry Potter when they open the egg and it screams?
It was like kind of. It's just like very staticky, and then you can hear like the whatever. Like, yeah. But it's audio data, scientific data that was published in a peer-reviewed journal. Like, this is officially like,
this is science, folks.
This is science. Like, we don't know what this is, but this has been captured.
Yeah.
So in 2003, the Fauna Communications Research Institute was conducting research for Discovery Channel. Discovery Channel had a program on Lake Champlain, and they deployed hydrophones, which are underwater microphones, in 3 different locations around the lake. And that is when they found high-pitched ticking and chirping that sounded almost like a dolphin or beluga whale, which once lived in Lake Champlain 10,000 years ago. But it was not the wave pattern found of just regular, like a log or floating debris or something that would just have more of like a rhythmic.
It felt like
pattern.
Communication.
It said it was biological echolocation. It was animal communication found in a small group of mammals. So basically it was like, then it has to be somehow related to mammals. So now I'm like, is it a beluga whale that's evolved over time?
Right.
I don't know. No beluga whales that we've seen so far. So something that stays deep in the water most of the time.
Wow. But also communication indicates many. Like that's not just one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't just scream into the ether. Well, sometimes
you do.
I
did that in the car on the way here.
Yeah.
Silently, but I did it.
But again, like it brings me back to like the cave systems. I'm like, there could be so many things living down here.
Also, do any of those caves connect to the ocean?
I don't know. But Lake Champlain technically does because you can go up through Montreal, Quebec, and go all the way around through Canada and then pop out the Atlantic that way. Like you can actually boat it. Obviously, it would take a really long time and there's a lot of narrow channels, but
you could
technically you can do that. And I know that that's been an issue because there's been some problems with barnacles coming into Lake Champlain.
Barnacles, get out of here.
Barnacles. Canadians, take your barnacles off your boat before you enter the lake. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about dinosaurs.
Good. Natural segue.
So, natural segue. That's why in the beginning I was talking us through all the history of how the lake formed and stuff. So the popular theory is that Champ is a plesiosaur or a descendant of one. So a plesiosaur, they're very large marine reptiles that lived in the Triassic period through the end of the Cretaceous period. They went extinct approximately 66 million years ago in the cave.
So we thought.
Extinction. Yeah. Or so. That's the thing. It's like, there's so many or so we thoughts. People are still discovering species today. People are discovering.
Especially in bodies of water.
Animals that are, like, that they thought were extinct 500 years ago that are still here. Like, we just don't know. Okay. But basically, the asteroid that came down killed all the, like, non-avian creatures or whatever it was thought to be there. So, plesiosaurs, they have long necks, small heads, wide bodies. They have 4 paddle-like limbs. And the description basically matches somewhat descriptions of Champ, although I would say the problem is the body.
I was going to say, I feel like the 4 limbs is not commonly reported.
No, like a giant body with 4 limbs. Like, it is more of a serpenty. Yeah. But that's, like, who's to say that
was how many, 66 million years ago?
60 million years of time couldn't change someone's body shape. Yeah, so this is the dinosaur that people most commonly refer to. Tansiostaphius. Also a possible explanation. This one is, I feel like what you kind of think of more when you think of like Jurassic Park, where it has a giant long neck coming out of the water.
Yeah.
So a bit more reptile-like. And then some people wonder if it's the Basilosaurus, which is a primitive whale species from about 40 million years ago. Like it doesn't, the whale species, like it does kind of look like a long tube.
Yeah. I mean, could it not be like evolution plus like breeding of some kind? Like, it just.
Well, the echolocation could make sense for.
These types of dinosaurs.
Yeah, and for like the whale. I will also say in like my experience in seeing what I saw that was Champ and other people's reports, like one important thing to note is the way that it moves. It's not moving side to side like a shark or like some reptile. It's more mammal-like where it's up and down.
It's very snaky.
Oh, no, it's
dolphin-y.
not. It's not like a snake. Oh. Snakes go side to side. Yeah. It's more like dolphin or a whale. Like a mammal, which echolocation, that part makes sense. So I think it's definitely a real creature and it's some sort of mammal.
Sure.
Not to say cryptid's not a real creature, but like it's evolved from a creature that we probably know about.
Don't we call it a cryptid just because we don't know enough about it?
I guess. But also I think because there's magical properties, but I don't think there's magical
properties. Are there magical properties?
To a lot of cryptids, yeah.
Oh, with Champ?
No, that's why I'm saying I don't think Champ is like, it shouldn't really be a cryptid because like, what's the magic? Other than sometimes people don't see it.
Yeah.
And don't actually know exactly what it is. I don't know.
It's mysterious.
Yeah. So some people think that it's a case of misidentification, which I'm going to go through some of the animals that people blame Champ sightings on.
Isn't one of the biggest one like the sturgeon
fish?
And
And I have included actual photos of fishermen holding record-sized animals or like fish from Lake Champlain to prove to you that this is not the same. It. Okay, lake sturgeons can weigh up to 310 pounds, measure over 6 feet. Some live 150 years. And if you're watching on YouTube, I'm about to show you a picture of a fisherman with one of the largest ones. Some people blame garfish. Here's a record garfish caught in Lake Champlain. Nope. Again, impossible. The size does not nearly fit. Like, that is bait.
Y'all, size matters when it comes to champ.
It does. It does. So plenty of theories. Some people say a log. Some people say it's a wake from a boat. And for many, you just don't have a name for what they saw. We default to Champ, the lake monster from Lake Champlain. Vermont's minor league baseball team is the Lake Monsters.
Love it.
With Champ as the mascot.
The best.
The waters were officially declared a safe haven for Champ.
Wait, isn't there like a plaque?
I don't know, but it's protected by law.
I love that so much.
Yeah. So like if Champ exists, like
you're not allowed
to hurt him. He's protected by law.
That's amazing.
And Echo, the Science and Nature Museum / Aquarium, has exhibits on Champ. I don't know if they're always there or on and off for years, but all to say, the locals have fully accepted Champ as one of our residents and believe that he does, or it does, live in our waters. So now it's time for you to believe too.
I believe it's something scary and snake-like, but maybe evolved over time.
It just feels like it has to be some sort of evolved animal.
Yeah. Enough people have seen it and had experiences with things like it that can't be explained that I believe.
And most of the sightings are in like the deeper, big part of the lake.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of little islands throughout there. And
now, as we've discovered and hypothesized this episode, it's mating season, birthing season in July and August.
Look for the baby champs.
Look for all the little babies.
They might try to ride your wake.
Wow.
I remember my dad telling me a story that he heard from, I can't remember if it was like a coworker or a client or someone who was like some type of person who would never want to admit that they saw something weird. But I said that they were on a walk one morning and it was kind of like misty out on the lake. And they walked down to the dock. And as they're like on the dock,
they see it.
Rises out of the water with its head and then goes back down. Just like a split second.
Damn.
You know?
I feel like when I think of you, I think of
Champ.
I think of Vermont first, and then I think of Champ. Like I feel like that's a part of
who I am. It's part of my lore.
Yeah. Like if there was a book about you, it would start with like you're about the author would have
strong believer in Champ.
From Vermont.
Has seen
Champ believer. Yeah.
Creamy lover. Champ survivor.
I know that the name is what it's called, but when you were describing thick, creamy, I really hated it.
Oh, sorry.
It sounded so icky.
Creamy, if anyone doesn't know, is Vermont's version of soft serve. Has a higher fat
Which you had
content.
At your wedding.
I did have creamies at my wedding.
It's so good.
It's spelled CREEMEE. You can get vanilla or chocolate, but usually maple is the way to go.
It's so good.
Or my order, maple black raspberry twist with chocolate sprinkles.
Yeah, I'm so hungry.
And if you were at my wedding, then you put the maple creamy into the maple old fashioned. And that was
I tried that. I didn't order that, but I tried someone else's because I was like, I don't think I could have that whole thing.
It was good.
But it was delicious. Okay, this is wild. So you told me a crazy fact that we debunked a bit about whales being connected to deer.
Yeah.
And I had no idea about that, but I picked a story around Lake Champlain.
Okay.
About a knot deer.
Oh, look at this. The ancestor of the beluga whales who've evolved into Champ on Lake Champlain.
All comes full circle. Okay. Hi, girlies. My name is TJ, and I've been listening to you for about a year now, mostly binging while I'm doing charting at work. As I'm writing this, I just started episode 264, and I'm freaking out because I am from upstate New York. I live right between Whitehall and Saratoga Springs. It is a deeply haunted area, I believe, because of all the battles fought up here on the way through to Saratoga. In general, we have a lot of high strangeness here and throughout the Adirondacks.
Yeah, and Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm. I also love the tours of Fort Ticonderoga. Allegedly, you can sometimes see Champ while touring that fort.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
So Champ's just kind of like hanging out at the bottom tip of the lake.
Champ's also going on history tours.
Yeah.
Okay, so I grew up in New York and spent a lot of time outdoors, hunting, fishing, mountain biking, hiking. All to say, I've seen a lot of weird stuff and handled a lot of animals in the 30 years I've been alive. But whatever I saw this night, nothing I'd ever seen before. Right after college, I started working at a local treatment center on second shift, so meaning 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. I drove home every night in the dark. And it didn't bother me much. I drove through town, so only the last 10 minutes of my 20-minute drive were in the rural area that had no street light. During this time, it was peak COVID, August 2020, when this story took place. So really, there was no one else on the road. I was driving home one night. It was a regular shift for me, nothing exciting. I just turned onto the last 3-mile stretch before I reached my house when I noticed a deer on the side of the road. Its back was to me, so I was looking at its butt. Its head was down, presumably eating. And I've seen deer my entire life. I've hunted with my grandpa as a teenager, and it's not uncommon for them to be this close to town. I kept an eye out for other deer, as usually if there's one, there's others. But as I got closer to this deer, it turned to look at me. And what I saw made me sick. Its jaw was completely crooked. It looked like someone had smashed into it and broken its jaw, and it heeled sideways.
Ooh.
It hung open, seemingly unable to close due to the angle.
Oh my God. If this is an actual deer injury, I feel so horrible for this thing.
Well, my first thought was actually chronic wasting disease and not anything supernatural. We didn't have any cases of it, though, at the time, and neither did Vermont. But just because they hadn't seen any of the deer with CWD doesn't mean that they didn't exist. And at this point, I didn't even know what a not deer was. So I slowed down to try to get a better look at it, and also to give it time to move away from the side of the road. I came to a complete stop about 4 yards from it, and I turned my hazards on. I have a habit of collecting critters, mostly possums and a few birds, and once a big snapping turtle. So I grabbed my phone to call our local wildlife control office and report the injured animal, when I noticed out of the corner of my eye that this deer is rearing up. I assumed that it was about to try to jump, only it stopped moving. And I looked up fully from my phone, and the deer was now standing up like a person. The front legs were straight by its side, and its back legs were perfectly straight.
Which, like, that is impossible.
And its head...
It's one thing if it, like, goes up for a second.
No, it
can't just... Deer can't just stand like that.
They don't stand like humans. Its head was now turned, looking directly at me. And I had this feeling that it was human, intelligent, like it was waiting for me. I sat frozen, staring at its face, at its crooked, broken-looking jaw, not knowing what was going on. And I'm not kidding when I say it stepped towards my car. Purposeful, like a person, never breaking eye contact with me. I started screaming immediately. I threw my shitty 2008 Hyundai Sonata into drive and floored it. I crossed into the other lane to be as far away from that thing as possible. I practically blew through the stop sign at the end of the road, doing 50 and a 30 until I got to my driveway. I ran inside, still screaming. My mom was still awake, sitting at the kitchen table, and I basically screamed at her what I had seen, and she stayed awake with me for a while. Eventually, I did calm down, but I could not sleep at all that night. I had to make sure my blinds and curtains were closed. And after that, I started avoiding the road entirely, going the long way around, truly until I moved in 2023.
Wow.
I have not seen anything like it since, but every now and again, it pops in my head and I get that bone-deep, sick feeling all over again. Thanks for reading my story. Love you, ladies. TJ.
It does kind of make me wonder, like, are these chance encounters that everyone has with not deer and creatures like this? Or is this like the fact that it's like standing up and looking at TJ, like it's waiting for TJ? I'm like...
But at first it was just eating grass. Like it seemed like a normal deer.
Right.
Like it does feel a little bit like protectory, like how the way the swans and geese will hiss at you if you go by their babies. But there are other encounters where it feels like it's lurking at the edge of the woods waiting for someone or something to come.
I don't understand what they are. And I know that's the point of so many cryptids. It's like there's theories.
I think they're cryptids because we don't know. Yeah.
Right. But like certain lore, you get like, okay, like this La Lechuza is a witch who turns into an owl. Like you get more explanation, but I feel like not deer is still so unclear.
So scary. They're so unsettling.
Like, is it a forest spirit? Is it like what?
And what does it want?
What does it want? And why does it eat roadkill? Sometimes.
I know. And also, why haven't any of our listeners who have seen Champ emailed us?
That's a great question because we know you're out there.
We know you're out there, or you know someone who knows something. Yeah. I feel like the Vermonters have come a-flocking because of you.
So give me what I want.
It's her birthday.
A naked turtle burger.
My gosh, you didn't bring her a gift?
Story. Oh, guys,
that's really rude. Showing up to her birthday party without a gift.
I can't believe it. How un-Vermonter-like of you.
Corinne wants gifts and she wants stories of
The
Champ.
gifts are stories
from you.
From Vermont.
Yeah.
And from you. From everyone, but specifically a call to the Vermonters.
Yeah. Hey, this is your call to action. Send them. And when Corinne is back from maternity leave, we will do a Vermont-themed
I would love that.
encounter story.
That'd be great.
Fantastic.
All right. Well, I am sufficiently sweating and I need to.
And I need my sandwich. It is at the door and I cannot wait to devour it like a not deer wanted to devour TJ. Anyway, everyone email us your stories to girlsoneghostpodcast@gmail.com if you want episodes 1 week early and ad-free, plus bonus episodes, plus campfire stories, plus witch class and book club and so much more. Join us on Patreon. You can watch us on YouTube. Please rate and review us wherever you get your podcasts and tell all of your friends, all of your family, and every strange not deer you see about our podcast.
Thank you to Jamie Ryan, who edits and produces our podcast. And we love you.
And happy birthday.
Thank you. And we will see you on the other side.